Dietitians debunk 18 weight loss myths. Oh, let's see this. This is gonna fucking piss me off.
One of the biggest myths that I get from my clients is that I need to skip meals, starve in order to lose weight. It's not true. So if you skip meals, it's going to have such a negative effect on your body that when you do go to sit down and eat, you'll probably overconsume.
That's Lorraine Kearney, one of 3 dietitians we brought into our studios.
My name is Ryan Turner.
My name is Nikita Kapoor.
To debunk 18 of the most common weight loss myths.
The biggest myth that frustrates me the most is that all calories are created equally.
What?
A calorie is not just a calorie. It depends on the source of your calories, whether it's coming from caloric dense foods or nutritional dense foods. Caloric dense foods would be more so our cookies, our cakes. We can have a cookie that's 100 calories. We'll eat it, it'll digest really fast.
No, that's not horseshit. That's completely correct. No, of course. No, that's not literally wrong. Like, all calories are created equal. Yes, technically it's true. You could literally lose weight if you only ate fucking ice cream, as long as you're at a caloric deficit. But you would be deeply fucking, you would be incredibly unhealthy. So, she's right about like a calorie not being the same for a cookie versus a fucking, that's like empty. You're not gaining anything from eating that. That's not giving you any sort of like meaningful sustenance. And I'm saying that as someone who loves cookies, okay? I love cookies, man, but unfortunately, it's all fucking fat and sugar, and it's processed sugar. It's not even like good sugar that you could get from like fructose. You can get from, you know, it's not even good sugar that you get that comes packed with like fiber and other vitamins that you would get from a fruit. So yeah, it's true. She's right. Ultimately though, obviously, if you eat at a deficit, you're gonna lose weight. If you don't eat at a deficit, if you eat a surplus of, if you consume a surplus of calories, okay, then you're going to gain weight. It's that simple. That is real. That is normal. I don't know why anyone would ever say that that's not correct.
Then it's going to spike our blood sugar levels, where when we start to crash again, we're going to crave more sugar for that energy pick-me-up.
And that can make you gain weight.
On the other hand, you can have a banana,
which is an example of a nutritionally dense food.
I get the question a lot, do bananas make you fat? Bananas do not make you fat. Bananas are a great source of potassium, but for those 100 calories, you're also going to get the fiber and the nutrients that your body needs on that cellular level to make sure that you are healthy and that you're nourished.
And you definitely need to nourish your body
But yes, bananas can make you fat. If you eat a fucking million bananas a day, if your body is a machine that needs, let's say your body's a machine and it needs just to run, okay? Even if you don't do anything, just to run and survive for a day, given your activity, even if you're like super sedentary, it needs like 1,000 calories. A banana usually is around 100 calories. That's true, okay? If you eat 2,000 calories worth of bananas, you're gonna fucking gain weight. You're gonna be like, what the fuck's going on? Okay? If your diet, you know, you are not going to be all right.
If you're trying to lose weight.
When we are restricting calories, you are restricting the energy source of your body. You're also restricting the energy source of your brain. And if that's happening, then, you know, very primitive protective mechanisms start to kick into place where your body...
This is also 100% true. If you're at a severe deficit, your body will go into fucking defense mode and will start burning protein instead, and you won't be able to burn fat. Like, she's right about this too. Like, you're...
senses that
These
as
are
a
correct. These are all
physiological
correct.
threat and does start to shift your metabolic balance to burn less because it's getting less. It's kind of like that budget, right? So if you have a paycheck and you're running out of funds, you're going to conserve how much you pay till your next paycheck. Your body does the same. Your body will jump into this protective.
She's a dietitian, obviously she's right.
Mechanism.
No, I think there's like fucking horrible dietitians out there, dude. What the fuck do you mean? She's a dietitian, she's right? Dietitians also, unfortunately, are just as predisposed to fucking going along with fads as like any other industry is. Why the fuck do you think like a dietitian magically is going to, you know, not be a grifter or dickhead or whatever? There are plenty of fucking diets created by nutritionists and dietitians that are fad diets that literally still operate on the basis that we just talked about, which is calories in, calories out, which a lot of people fucking get mad at. Because they don't think about it, like, they only think about it from the most reductive terms possible. Obviously, your nutritional breakdown needs to have components in it, like a healthy percentage of carbs, a healthy percentage of protein, and a healthy percentage of fats. It's a very complex piece of machinery, okay? But a lot of the fucking food science stuff is just basically building a marketable terminology on calories in, calories out, trying to move you away from like thinking about it from a caloric deficit perspective to like just eat this, making it much harder for you to like actually reach your, making it harder for you to reach your caloric surplus that would make you gain weight. And that's all they're doing is like they're playing fucking fast and loose with these sorts of terms, specifically so they can sell you something a little bit different.
Reduce the amount of energy you're using, which is why it is hard for people to maintain weight.
And starving yourself can also shrink your muscles.
You want to make sure that you're not eating less than 70% of your overall calorie needs. If you do, that's where not only are you probably going to feel extremely hungry and it's going to take you off of any goals that you're setting, but you're probably going to start compromising your muscle mass as well, and that's where weight loss is going to be unhealthy.
He's right. The maximum amount, depending on how fat you are, obviously, the maximum healthy amount of weight that you can lose once you actually have shed your water weight and stuff is 1.5 pounds a week. That's like the max. Anything that you do, and even then, that is like aggressive dieting. Anything that you're losing more than that, or 2 pounds a week, I think. But anything you do more than that means like you're crash dieting, you're gonna yo-yo diet, which is like pretty common fucking place. Obviously, like if you're incredibly overweight, stop exploiting other YouTubers' labor, create your own content, and stop calling yourself a socialist. You're a capitalist. Make original content, bro. Stop reacting and exploiting other people's work like the capitalist pig bourgeoisie. You just act as a capitalist, fucker. You're a farce. I am. I love capitalism. It's my favorite thing. I'm a capitalist. You got me. Okay. So what? There you go. What happened? Did anything change? Do you think that like that makes me less appealing to the broader audience or something? Aren't you a capitalist, chatter? Are you mad that I'm doing capitalism better than you? Is that what it is? Maybe you should just focus on yourself, you know what I mean? You know, look at all these nice things I have. I'm Gary V. Focus on yourself, brother. You can save yourself. There you go. I can give you the smoke. Note that 1 pound is a 3,500 calorie deficit. So 500 calorie deficit a day, which is a big deficit. Yeah, it is a big deficit, but you can do it. I mean, you can get used to it. That's like people. I don't think people understand. Like that is certainly something that you can easily get used to. I read that it was 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per week. 2 pounds a week for someone that's 120 pounds is much different than someone who's 220. If you're obese, it can be more than 1%, but still slow and steady. Yes, that's true. That's true. Obviously, if you're like super, super, super overweight, if you're obese, you're going to lose a lot of weight in the beginning. But what I'm talking about is like for people who are like a little bit overweight, right? Or like the first couple of weeks, you might lose a lot of water weight. But once you get to a certain point, you're going to start losing consistently. Can't maintain like a crash diet or anything like that.
But while the amount of calories you consume matters, the timing might not.
Timing of meals is always a big question.
That's awesome. Eating at night makes you gain weight. That's sick. I'm glad that they're shitting on that too. That's
Everyone
like a
comes
classic
to me and they kind
lie.
of smirk and they think that I'm going to give them a thumbs up when they say, I don't eat after 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. And I say, oh, all right. Do you enjoy that? And they say, no. And I say, well, then maybe eating after is okay. Because timing of day is not going to affect.
Do you think intermittent fasting or OMAD is sustainable or a fad? Can it lead to increased BP and cholesterol? No, OMAD is not sustainable for many people. It was for me for many, many years, and it no longer became sustainable once I hit 30. And I realized that like I need to make changes. In a lot of instances, like the way I see it is the changes that you make from 1 meal a day to 3 meals a day are more so about like building habit, whatever is easier for you to do. You can do either, right? But there will be marginal differences, at least like with respect to your calorie burn, your daily calorie burn. But those marginal differences ultimately don't bear itself out in like super fucking big changes anyway.
Weight loss. Calories are what's going to affect weight loss or body fat loss. So if you eat a bunch of additional calories and you're in calorie surplus and those are coming late at night, then that's what's causing something like weight gain.
And what about eating first thing in the morning?
It depends on the body and it depends on the person.
Like I don't eat breakfast. I don't. I don't need to eat breakfast. But it's not for everybody. I love breakfast, and I think like many people probably love breakfast too. But it's super easy for me to just like never eat breakfast. I don't eat until like around 2 p.m. As you guys know, literally at the top of the hour, there's a 60-second ad break, and also on top of that, you can avoid those ads, and that's usually around the time when I realize like, oh, ding ding ding, it's time for me to eat. Okay, it's time for me to order food, or it's time for me to make food and eat. Holy shit, you bitch. What the fuck, you motherfucker. Yeah. At the top of the hour, there's a 6-second ad break. And obviously in your daily diet, if you don't want to have the ad consumption, then there are things that you can do. For example, you can subscribe for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime, or get gifted a sub if you are lucky. But if you're not lucky, you can make your own luck by, again, turning your your Amazon Prime account or someone else's Amazon Prime account into a Twitch Prime account, and connecting it and getting 1 free subscription a month. Here's the 1-minute ad break now.
And their relationship with food. For a lot of people, me included, if I don't eat a meal, I usually feel like very deprived, and it's like I want to make up for it later. If that happens, then that's where we can add in like a lot of calories. Personally, I'm a huge advocate of breakfast. Our body
Dude, okay, I'm sorry, but like literally everything that they've mentioned is something that you could fucking track with an application like MyFitnessPal, okay? Like all of this stuff, hashtag ad, it's free, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? MyFitnessPal is literally free. It's free. You can buy the fucking premium if you want, but it's free. It's a free application, okay? And it has like a pretty robust library of foods that you can easily just search and log in, okay? Which is what I have done for many years. My plate is better because it comes with a barcode scanner. MyFitnessPal has a barcode scanner as well. He's not going to get me, dude. Can't make me healthier. Yeah, fuck you, dude. Not happening. If you have an eating disorder, stay off MyFitnessPal. Sure. If you have an eating disorder, obviously fucking work with a professional, okay?
On fuel, and food is our fuel. So if we have our breakfast, then we feel we have more sustained energy throughout the day.
And if you do choose to eat breakfast, feel free to go for that 2% yogurt.
Now, fat is incredibly necessary. We should not be afraid of fat. We need fat in the diet. Fat's going to be necessary for things like absorbing nutrients, like the fat-soluble nutrients like vitamin A and D and E and K. And you also need to make sure that fat, specifically cholesterol, is what's going to help produce things like your hormones. So things like estrogen, testosterone, growth hormone. So we need all those.
Dude, people ask this question sometimes, like, did you find a reliable way of tracking body fat percentage? You don't need a reliable way of tracking body fat percentage. Those changes are going to happen gradually over such a long period of time that you know how you fucking track that sort of stuff? Just get on a scale. You're not a fucking professional athlete, especially if you're like overweight and you haven't hit the gym in a very long time. You don't need to like literally fucking bust out the calipers and like and sit inside of a pool as they look at your weight displacement to see what your lean muscle mass is to get a fucking adequate body fat percentage. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to do all that shit. What the fuck? I want to lose fat though? Yeah, of course. You're going to lose fat by fucking dieting and working out, okay? Like, you don't need to be like 100% like on the fucking dot. And no matter what you do, even if you go through like the athlete shit, even if you go through like the athlete treatment, it's still not going to be 100%. It is so fucking, see, this person is right. Body fat percentage is even sketchy science at the professional level. Exactly. How are you so educational on diet shit? Because I was 320 pounds and I fucking, over the course of 1 year, went down to basically 230, a year and a half, 230 pounds, and kept it off for a very, very, very long time. I'm 6'4". Like, the thing is, I think a lot of people just don't understand it. Like, if you... It's not immediate, right? You're not going to immediately see results, but like I promise you, you don't need to do that much. You don't need to go that fucking crazy on tracking your shit.
Kind of things.
Not only is fat healthy, but fat-free foods are often loaded with sugar or salt.
So if you have a wholesome product and you're removing the fat of it, it's going to taste completely different. You probably wouldn't even like it, but what they're going to do is replace that flavor with something else. And usually it's either sodium or sugar. So with sugar, when we have like a yogurt that has the fruit at the bottom, they're going to have way more sugars than if you had like a 2% Greek yogurt.
And as it turns out,
Yeah, but 2% Greek yogurt is dog shit. So like obviously I would rather get fucking 0 fat Greek yogurt, or maybe even 2% Greek yogurt with like that's another thing I eat all the time. Like, one of my favorite things to eat is like I eat Greek yogurt with honey. 180 calories is like 2% faya Greek yogurt with honey, and I like it. It's like I even sometimes prefer it to the Halo Top ice cream or whatever. It's a good way to substitute, you know. What the fuck, bro? Greek? I mean, it's Turkish yogurt, bro. Don't worry, brothers. I am just lying. I'm telling these American kafirlere yalan söylüyorum abi. Türk yoğurdu aslında. Yoğurt. Anyway, bizden daha sportif millet olmasına rağmen obezite oranı neden Amerikalılarda çok yüksek? Çünkü çok kötü diyetleri.
out, fat isn't the only nutrient you can keep in your diet and still lose weight.
One of the biggest myths I get about carbs is that you must omit them from your diet to lose weight, or my body doesn't digest them.
These types of people just encourage people into orthorexia, just focus on protein overall calories and do cardio, even walk, the weight will come off. I mean, it's not that simple. And some people might like the structure that, tracking your calories offers you. I certainly do, which is why I, hype that up. And I tell you, like, everyone's different, obviously, but for me, this is what works. Well,
and I have to omit them because I never lose weight unless I restrict myself. It's not true.
And it's just not sustainable.
If you omit carbs from your diet, you will lose weight. I ate like 3,000 calories on keto and still lost weight. Dude, that is no, that's not true. That just simply means that you are incredibly active, probably, without even realizing, or you have you have an insane metabolism, okay? Your resting metabolic rate is like super fucking high regardless. That's the only reason why you lost weight. You didn't lose weight because it's like you didn't lose weight because you cut carbs out, okay? Like, you might think that, but that's not what happened. If you got serious about weight loss, you would lose weight so incredibly fast. It took me 7 months, but it felt like a moment because I was affirmed and dedicated. Okay. Like, you're adding, you're thinking that it's a certain way, but actually it's not. Or you're just like counting your calories wrong, one or the other. But yeah.
It's almost impossible to have a no-carb diet. Fruits and vegetables are known as carbohydrates.
That's also
and
true.
We must get those for their nutrients. Why carbs have a bad name? It's because of the simple carbs. The carbs that you see prepackaged that are the cookies, the cakes, the sodas, the potato chips, they're called simple carbs because
calling anything diet related a gateway to orthorexia is so fucking toxic. Yeah, I know. But what are you going to do? Whenever this issue comes up, there's going to be a lot of people who are like violently against it. I mean, there's so much literature on the matter that is, I think, straight up damaging from the like anti-diet activists that I think is like fucking ridiculous. And that's partially because like the body is incredibly fucking complicated. It's an incredibly complex machine, dude. And you're trying to be as reductive as possible to reach the broadest audience. Obviously, it's going to come across as like silly if you fucking if you say certain things, but it's just, you know, counting fucking macros and maintaining like a specific percentage of my calories, making sure that a specific percentage of my calories was at least consumed through protein or was protein is actually what is like the most consistent thing. Why is calories in it? Calories not controversial? It's not. I don't think it is. On keto, I lost 60 pounds in 5 months. People misconstrue you need 0 carbs, but you can only eat around 20 grams a day. You basically get all that from nutrient-rich foods. Zan, you still fast, right? No, I don't fast anymore. I mean, I eat lunch and I eat dinner.
Chemical structure of them is usually 1 to 2 glucose molecules put together. So when you have like a small little glucose molecule, it's easy for them to break away. But with our complex carbs, they are really long chains of carbon that
this is a really good video, by the way.
Carbon long, and then by the time that your body starts to break it down, it's going to take a while. And that's exactly what we want because it helps balance our blood sugar, and also that fiber keeps us full for longer, and then also prevents us from snacking. So eat your carbs. Definitely eat your carbs and eat your bread. Bread's delicious. It's like one of my favorite things.
And she has a pro tip for finding bread with more complex carbs.
Read your ingredient list.
Skipping breakfast is considered intermittent fasting? No, it's not, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, dude. It's intermittent fasting. You're right. Yeah, just my window happens to be the entire day after like 12 p.m. what's my window? Just a whole day, just not breakfast. Oh, okay.
With bread, it's a lot of those mass-produced breads that are in the bread aisle that are shelf-stable. They can last a month without getting mold on them. And when you look at the ingredient list, it's probably about 50 ingredients long. They're the ones we want to avoid. When you're getting bread, get the fresh bread that comes from the local bakery, which is usually around the deli counter area inside grocery stores. Those will have maybe 4 or 5 ingredients. It'll mold after 2 days, but you can preserve it by just putting it into the freezer and take it out as you need it.
I used to be orthorexic, recovering from anorexia now. Orthorexia is having a breakdown over not being able to get the food scale to hit exactly 100 grams of cottage cheese. 101 or 99 grams would mess up my insane macro requirements / spreadsheet. It's more than counting calories. I mean, counting calories can be a gateway into orthorexia, which is what that person was stating. But again, you know, that's why if you have like an eating disorder, you definitely should consult a professional and not some fucking dingus like myself on the internet. And the thing about bread, I don't agree with. I mean, I love bread. I'm Turkish. We eat fucking bread with every meal. Do you train on an empty stomach? Yes, I do. That stuff is like super easy to change. Like being able to train on an empty stomach, being able to fucking, run around on an empty stomach is super. It's just like something that you can absolutely fucking build a habit into if you want to. You don't have to. But anyway, with respect to bread though, I'm not too fond of bread personally, but that's my own personal choice.
And speaking of bread, what about going gluten-free to lose weight?
Gluten-free for weight loss can be a huge marketing ploy. So with gluten-free, there are a lot of people that do have an intolerance to gluten, or they have celiac disease, which is where the body starts attacking itself and can deteriorate the body.
But there are also people without these conditions who are looking to
blame something like the gluten without checking the rest of their diet. If you are honest with yourself, recording your food, checking the ingredients, and then you eat the gluten and you feel the intolerance, then great. but a lot of people will choose to just jump in and being like, gluten's the enemy.
So most of us don't need to cut out gluten or fat or carbs to lose weight, but there are some products better left on the shelf.
The diet sodas are terrible with all the additives, preservatives in them, and the hidden sugars. A lot of the added sugars or the synthetic sugars that are supposed to be great because they don't release insulin, which then doesn't cause a spike in blood sugar levels. But internally, if we don't stimulate the release of insulin, those sugars, the synthetic sugars, go to the liver, build up around the liver, hinder the functioning of the liver, and then can lead to non-alcoholic fatty disease. If I'm gonna have a soda, which I have once in a blue moon, it will be the real thing. Yes, there's more sugar in it, but it's something that I don't have on a regular basis.
Better yet, she says, drink water.
Jazz up your water, add fruit to it. Add some mint or cucumber, lemon.
Did I walk away at the best time or what, dude? Did I walk away to take a little pee-pee at the best time? Myth 9, diet soda helps you lose weight? How dare you? How fucking dare you, dude? How dare they come at me like this?
Hidden sugars. A lot are terrible with all the additives, preservatives in them.
I'll fight you.
And the hidden sugars. A lot of the added sugars or the synthetic sugars that are supposed to be great because they don't release insulin, which then doesn't cause a spike in blood sugar levels. But internally, if we don't stimulate the release of insulin, those sugars, the synthetic sugars, go to the liver, build up around the liver, hinder the functioning of the liver, and then can lead to non-alcoholic fatty disease. If I'm gonna have a soda, which I have once in a blue moon, it will be the real thing. Yes, there's more sugar in it, but it's something that I don't have.
That's psychotic, dude. Nope. Don't agree with that. Don't fucking agree with that. I'm sorry, okay? Tell me I'm doing copium. Don't care. Like, saying fucking that you should drink soda, especially if you're a big soda boy like me, saying you should drink like real sugar soda, especially when you're a soda boy like me, a soda jerk, if you will, ridiculous. I would be diabetic, dying, and constantly comatose if I drank like real sugar, because I cannot fucking cut it out, okay? One of the worst parts of COVID was literally when diet soda tasted like shit. Diet Coke tastes like shit, and I was genuinely worried. Like, I didn't say it out loud, but I was legitimately fucking worried that I was never going to be able to taste like DC ever again. Oh my God. Diet soda is not very good for you and doesn't help you lose weight. No, disagree. Exactly. Absolutely disagree. Sorry. Also, yeah, diet soda has like horrible fucking additives, obviously. I completely understand that, but you know, I don't need a brain that is hole free, you know what I'm saying? The holes that aspartame is supposedly poking in my brain is making me stronger.
Have on a regular basis.
Better yet, she says, drink water.
Jazz up your water, add fruit to it. Add some mint or cucumber, lemon. Yes, it'll take a little bit for your taste buds to reset, but you're getting so many nutrients from that water, and your body requires water for it to function.
Yeah, shut up. Okay, wrong. Literally wrong, dude. Fuck you. Okay, don't care. Don't care about that.
Optimally. Water is one of the 6 nutrients that the body needs, and when we're dehydrated, it also mimics the signs of hunger. So people turn to food a lot if they're dehydrated, not realizing that they're not hungry. It's just your body saying, give me some water, I'm thirsty.
And what about juice?
Oh, juice cleanses. So juice cleanses are like one of my pet peeves. If you're having a juice every once in a while, great. You're still getting the antioxidants out of it. You're still getting the nutrients, but you're removing that fiber. And fiber is key for the body to support gut health. We have a lot of juice cleanses. They're hella expensive. And we have this belief that they're going to be better for our bodies. Or it's
Bro, I don't know what, the juice cleanse shit is so whack. Like, dude, in my opinion, one of the worst things is fucking maximize like a big chunk of your fucking intake coming from liquids. I hate it. Like, I know you can put fiber in it, but it still makes me not feel full usually. Some of it doesn't even have fiber in it. I just don't. I hate like all this shit. This shit's so stupid.
The cleansing effect of our body. Realistically, what's happening is that when you have those juice cleanses, they're mostly coming from like fruit sugars and then the vegetable sugars, it's a high amount of fructose in the body. When the body consumes excess fructose, it has a spasming effect of the GI tract. That can lend to the cleansing effect. So that when we are actually having a reaction to the high amounts of fructose in the body, people think it's the cleansing effect because the marketing ploys have led us to believe that way. But it's not. You would be better cleansing your body by actually eating the apple, eating the spinach, and eating all the other fruits that are in that cleanse. That would be better for you because fiber is our natural detox. What it does is it goes through the body, picks up like excess fat, metabolic waste, and help cleanse it out.
But juice cleanses aren't the only diet fads that don't often work.
Intermittent fasting is probably a question I get all the time. We can kind of put in that myth category.
Now, it can restrict calories and at least temporarily help you lose weight.
If you're only allowed to eat food for 8 hours, that just gives someone a lot of structure, and that can be very, very helpful.
Pass intermittently to lose weight. Why are you guys saying papela? No, dude, it doesn't work for everyone. Chat, it does not work for everyone. Okay, I don't know why you guys are saying papela to it. Okay. Like, they already talked about, like, you shouldn't skip breakfast, okay? It worked very well for me. I told you guys this already. It worked a lot. It worked really well for me to maintain the caloric deficit that I needed to be at. And it got me to combat. It got me to combat my binge eating. But now I'm able to eat like 2 meals a day without without having any sort of issues. Why? Because I changed my habit. I realized that intermittent fasting was not working for me for some reason. Okay? So I changed my habit, and now I don't do it anymore, okay? I don't do it anymore. And it's good. Now this is working better for me. There's a ton of evidence for it working. Of course, not for everyone. If it's wildly effective in people with 2 TD, type 2 diabetes. Intermittent fasting is effective because it allows you to fucking lose weight, because it's harder for you to fucking shove 3,000 calories down your goddamn gullet, and it stops you from fucking snacking in between meals. If you have an issue with snacking, okay, if you have an issue with binge eating, then it's good. It's not for everybody, but it worked incredibly well for me. But most importantly, it was because I was able to achieve the calories in, calories out easily by fasting. But it also made me realize, it's portion control, but it also made me realize I was eating big fucking meals, right? Like, I realized that it was making me reliant on spiking my insulin levels, and like that feeling that I got of like, oh man, I just ate like the fattest fucking meals. I ate the fattest fucking meal, and it made me feel good, and I was like craving that like big ass meal. So in moments where I actually didn't do intermittent fasting or like broke down, I literally would have 2 big ass meals a day or 3 big ass meals a day. It made it so much more dangerous for me. Okay? I was craving that like crack cocaine style fucking feeling after eating a fat meal, all right? Hassan used intermittent fasting correctly as it restricts the amount of time you're eating. What this dietitian will most likely say is that it has not been proven to burn excess fat due to fasting for 16 hours. Yeah, I'm not giving you like additional things. I'm never like giving you fad diet shit, okay? I'm talking about pretty basic, pretty normal, pretty understandable, easily understandable concepts here. The only reason why intermittent fasting worked for me originally was because it made me combat my binge eating, it made me stop snacking, and it made it easier for me to control the amount of calories that I was having, okay? And it made me easier to do calories in, calories out. That's it. But it also has a tendency to make your binge eating worse because your body is used to just like getting that fucking big hit once you eat that big ass meal. So when it fucking breaks down or when it falls apart, oh my Lord, dude, you're eating 2 big ass meals and 3 big ass meals a day. Did the same thing 3 years ago? Which is like super high for me. It's like when I was 246, which is like super high for me. It's like the highest I've been in a very long time.
I'm out of control.
I'm really fat at 246.
Damn.
I started intermittent fasting when I was 246. I was really fat, dude. I'm fucking way I wish I was 246 right now. So the way I diet is like the way I've lost my weight is I practice intermittent fasting, meaning like I eat in a small anabolic window every day at the same time, and I do that to stop and combat my binge eating habits because I have to have big meals. That's just the way I am. I've tried all manner of different diets. This is the only way I can do it. So I only drink water and coffee leading up to around 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. usually, if I can make it all the way up to 7 p.m. without eating. I work out fasted. I do my entire day fasted, and then I basically do 4 hours of eating and 20 hours of fasting, which is crazy, and I don't recommend it. Okay. Does all the fat go to your shoulders? No. Feeling this Hasanabi Twitch streamers content, I know it's fucked up. This is much younger, dude. Yeah, I went from 350 to 240 doing OMAD and cutting off alcohol. It took about 1 year. Yeah. Is this your mic? Your voice sounded totally different. Yes. Yes, that was my old mic. You know what burns calories? Laughter. What? Tips on gaining weight? Yeah, be me, dude.
Restrict calories and at least temporarily help you lose weight.
If you're only allowed to eat food for 8 hours, that just gives someone a lot of structure, and that can be very, very helpful. You can only get so many calories in your mouth in that time. On the flip side, someone can get a lot of calories in their mouth during that time as well. So yeah, someone can, and I've seen many people do it, they've gained weight through intermittent fasting, so it's not
okay, dude, that's insane. Yeah, obviously, if you fucking gain, yeah. If you just eat dog shit food and you still are somehow able to fucking eat over your deficit, then yes, you can gain weight even in that situation. But ultimately, it still goes back to calories in, calories out.
Be this quick fix. There's nothing magical to it.
And the same goes for many popular diets.
So one of the common diets right now that is gaining popularity is the ketogenic diet. So a lot of people who are doing that are just eliminating carbohydrates, which is why that's hard to sustain because your body does need carbohydrates for a reason. To be honest, there's not a lot of research that's saying that that is something that is helpful. There's maybe a lot of research in mice models, but that hasn't been transcribed into human studies.
And while people have lost weight on keto, it's often not without side effects.
They're eliminating whole grains and legumes, certain fruits and vegetables, and really increasing their fat intake, which, although fats are important, excess of any nutrient can cause metabolic changes in your body that will impact your cardiovascular health, your physical health, your metabolic health. So an example would be patients that we're seeing in the clinical setting are following ketogenic diets, are seeing weight loss, however, are coming with higher cholesterol markers, they are coming with.
Yeah, the number one thing also that you need to remember is that your diet is permanent, okay? This is one thing that people fucking literally fail to comprehend. Your diet is permanent. You're going to do it for the rest of your life. That's it. You can have a healthy diet. You can have an unhealthy diet. You can have a diet that is helping you lose weight. You can have a diet that's helping you gain weight, okay? And you can have a diet for maintenance. But it's a fucking permanent fixture in your life. So what you have to figure out within yourself, number one, is what diet fucking works for you that you can do. For me, the diet that I currently have, I eat 2 meals a day, and I'm tracking my calories. I have the fucking Chipotle sweet green diet, basically. That is sustainable for me. I enjoy it, and I substitute it with like rotisserie chicken or shit like that when I don't feel like eating the same food that day. You know what I mean? I can do that. But once again, you have to remind yourself that like there is no I did this diet, I did the keto for like 6 months, and I lost a bunch of weight, and now I'm gonna fucking turn it around, and now I can eat whatever the fuck I want. A lot of people think that way, or a lot of people like engage in unhealthy, unsustainable diets, and then slowly but surely they go back and engage in what is known as yo-yo dieting, where you just fucking your weight just shifts back up. Sometimes you even gain more weight than you had lost prior because your diet is impossible to fucking sustain over the course of your entire life. Older you get, the easier it is to gain weight. Yeah, that's true.
With higher LDL markers, they're coming with more irritable bowel symptoms.
High protein, low carb.
Gastrointestinal discomfort.
There's carbs in
The
there.
truth
I
is,
eat carbs.
there's no one tool that will make you magically lose weight.
I think the most prevalent concept around health these days is biohacking, which is this idea that you can defeat biology, you can work around your genetic predispositions, your metabolic parameters, and that is actually not true. And the reason for that is because you cannot defeat biology.
Okay, this is great. I mean, yeah, this is 100% true. Who the fuck is, how are you hacking your body to lose weight? What the fuck? Do they mean just like hack your fucking arm off? Like, that's the only time you're going to be able to lose weight, brother. What the fuck?
You cannot hack hunger, you cannot hack access to healthcare, you cannot hack motivation. And this idea that, you know, again, if those results are there.
How many of your daily calories do you reserve for unplanned snacks? I don't. All my snacks are planned usually. I am able to do that with a rigorous, structured regimen. Okay, like for me, here's how I hack my diet. I love sweets. I'm a treat boy. Okay, I got a fucking sugar. I got a sweet tooth. I love sweets. What have I done? High fiber, sugary snacks like Smart Sweets. Okay. That's what I fuck with. I will go and get Smart Sweets. It's some fucking, it's not a hashtag ad, by the way. Okay. But I love ice cream. I substitute regular ice cream with Halo Top. Okay. I love candy. I substitute like actual awful candy with Smart Sweets, which is basically like a fucking fiber gummy pretty much. Okay. I have protein bars. That helps me feel like I'm eating something sweet and delicious. Okay? Like a sweet treat for me. A lot of the stuff that I'm mentioning, of course, is very expensive. So, you know. Smart Sweets, lol, what a load of shit. No, it's just like, it's in 100-calorie packet. That's why. Take some, what? You take some adipositas pills that will block your hunger as well as sugar closing your stomach, surgical closing your stomach. I mean, yeah, but I'm not doing, you know. My problem is that I eat for emotional reasons. Yeah, me too. Me too. It takes some time to not do that. For chatter, Smart Sweets are low-key expensive, and if you binge on them too much, you're gonna fart like a motherfucker. Yeah. I love chips. Okay. What do? Substitute with Quest chips. Yeah, for chatters on a budget, they can steal the Smart Sweets from Target in Minecraft. Yeah. Watermelon with tahini is my smart sweet. I think everything you mentioned has no dairy. Well, I do have dairy, not as much anymore. I used to love dairy. I used to fucking drink like literally like a liter of milk every day, whole milk too. I don't really do it as much now. I do love oat milk. I'm a big fan of oat milk. I straight up love oat milk. So I don't really like milk. I don't really like dairy like that. Cheese is great though. I mean, I love cheese. So I have it on one meal at least whenever I'm having the Chipotle salad bowl that I get. There's always cheese on that, and it's fucking delicious. I also, like, my dad, when he was here, he got, like, blue cheese. So lately, at night, I've been snacking on one fucking slice of bread with apricot jam and blue cheese. You know what I mean? Like a little late night treat, around like 200 calories, maybe a little bit higher than that. It's delicious, dude. Oh my God, it's decadent. It's delectable. It is delightful. It is basically, it's like I'm having a, oh God, Hasanabi is one of those oat milk hoes. I like oat milk, man. I'm sorry. I've literally had more fucking, I've had more milk than, I've consumed more dairy milk than you can even fucking think a human being can consume, okay? Anyway, you fuck with jam? I thought you don't like fruit. No, I do fuck with jam. That's the only fucking fruit that I consume. Do you toast it? No. No, I don't, because I'm just like starving. I hate cheese but love ice cream. Have like boxes of this and dare boxes of this ice cream that I will not say. This dude's Turkish, and I used to love that ice cream, by the way. That's a real ice cream in Turkey. I'm not gonna say it, but so fucking good. It's an ice cream sandwich. It's a Turkish ice cream sandwich. Delicious.
You're going to be able to feel more satisfied is also not true. So this biohacking works on this concept and this belief that, you know, you can work your way and, you know, fix your body. And that prescribes to the social construct that it is up to you to change that.
And that's also why most diets don't work.
They're hard to sustain, they're hard to maintain, so the results are very temporary, which is why we go back to trying something new. It's important to focus on behaviors rather than outcomes.
Where you should start is record your food. A simple food log to lose weight. It's really just being honest with yourself, identifying your foods and the hidden ingredients that could be contributing to excess of hundreds and hundreds of calories per day. Take olive oil. Olive oil is great, but when we cook with it, we usually free pour it into a pan. Each tablespoon of olive oil has 128 calories. Now, if you're pouring in like 6, 7, 8 tablespoons with your vegetables, you're getting almost like 1,000 calories that you don't need.
So, pro tip for cooking with olive oil.
Put it in, wait till your pan is hot. Once it's hot, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then add in your vegetables. When the pan is hot enough.
Pro tip for olive oil, don't fucking use it. That's one thing I did cut out of my diet, actually. I used to all the time. I don't use it anymore. I just use a spray. It's just 120 calories that you can get elsewhere, straight up. I use the spray, olive oil spray shit. Axe. I'm just saying, man, it works for me. Might not work for you, but I'm a spray Andy. I'm a spray enjoyer. I'm an advocate for the spray. As a Turkish boy who grew up on a diet that revolved around consuming a boatload of olive oil, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'd cut out that shit. Never know, especially because like it can get away. I mean, it can get out of hand. It can get out of hand very easily. Like the amount of oil that you're putting in on your food, and that's actually like what they're describing right now.
It will disperse easier, and then you use less. Also, once you put the vegetables in, some water and moisture will come from those vegetables and will add to the liquid in the pan. So you actually don't need to add excess in.
And if you are being mindful of what you eat, that whole idea of cheating, Kearney isn't a fan.
I don't think there's any cheat meals. I don't like the word cheat. I think it gives us this like higher power,
I
like,
agree with
oh,
this too.
is really bad, and you know, I can't believe I did this. I completely fell off the wagon. No, remove that, because then you're going to want it more. You're going to feel even more guilty about it. If you go out,
that guilt
you're
will make you
socializing, you're
binge
trying
eat
out
more.
one of New York's like best restaurants that's filled with cream and butter, enjoy it. Just try to get a salad to start. And filling up on salad is a great way to cut the calories. And then have like one of the appetizers that are not in line with your health goals with your table and share, because sharing is caring.
And there's more good news.
You can still lose weight while drinking occasional alcohol if you're sticking to the cleaner foods. And by omitting all the foods that you tend to enjoy in the past, by omitting alcohol, trying to increase your exercise, and then doing this like detox fad all in one go, it's overwhelming and it's setting you up for failure. So doing it in stages and being more realistic about what you can change now and then work towards it. But what I usually recommend to my clients is take care.
Wow, the Irish dietitian says you can have a little treat in the form of a beer. Surprising. Crazy. Alcohol is literal fucking poison, dude. It is straight up. And I love it. I've talked about how much I love it. Maybe a little too much, okay? Significantly makes it harder for you if you fucking drink alcohol to diet. Straight up. It fucks up your metabolism. It fucks up your self-control mechanism. It's all bad. God damn, is it delicious and makes you feel fucking great, okay? But don't do it. Don't do it. What about weed? I don't smoke weed because it destroys my fucking mental portion control capabilities. If I could just like smoke weed and not feel hungry, I would do it all the time. But I can't.
Care of your food now. Understand how your body feels when it's nourished. Understand like how your gut health is supposed to be supported, and then we'll focus on alcohol and working in the exercise.
But the thing is, no matter how much we care about it, weight definitely isn't everything.
I think one of the biggest myths around weight loss and weight is that overweight equals unhealthy, normal weight equals healthy, as defined by the BMI category. BMI is a very inaccurate measure of health because it is just looking at your height and weight without taking into account what your metabolic factors and parameters are, what is your physiological health, your physical health, your sleep, your mental health, your relationship to food, and I think it's very important to factor those things if you really want to define someone, as healthy. And if we're not going to look at it more holistically, I think what that does is it marginalizes people in bigger bodies.
Plus, not everyone can lose weight, even if they're putting in the same effort.
That's a very common myth that everybody has the same ability to lose weight, and if everybody eats the same way, they're going to look the same way, which is very untrue, and that's incorrect. And the reason for that is I think it's important to understand that someone's weight is a factor of so many different things. It is so complex, all the way from your genetic predispositions, your past, your family history, your past medical history, your relationship to food as you're growing up, because not everybody has.
That's why I always say, these are my experiences, and it can vary drastically from person to person. You're going to be fat forever, fatty, just accept it and keep buying the junk food that our sponsors sell? No. Remember when you said this exact same stuff and chat said it's made up bro science? Yeah, of course. Of course they're going to say that, dude, because they're fucking black-pilled on diets. Luckily, they're not fucking black-pilled on incel doomerism for like the interpersonal relationship between like men and women, but they're fucking black-pilled on diets where there's like, no.
Access to food, because health is about inclusion, access, connection, joy, physiological well-being, and we have